Sarah, how is she? So your mother has carditis, which is an inflammation of the heart, and that's causing her to go into AFib. Doctors do make the worst patients, don't they? I mean, we've all been there, Marlena.
Just how Tony DiMera mysteriously disappeared right after reclaiming the company that you and I both used to work for.
Did a damn good job. There.
Mom escaped?
We don't. Our family reunion's long overdue, sir.
Salem's DiMera crypt horror, Rachel's deadly attack, and Chad's custody nightmare. This week in Salem, the DiMera family mystery deepens as Kristen and Tony find themselves trapped in the family crypt, suspecting EJ is behind a massive family consolidation plot. While they puzzle over their predicament, EJ is in a secret lab, cryptically promising a family reunion to a cryogenic chamber. Meanwhile, Marlena's health crisis takes a turn as Sarah suspects Lyme carditis, leading a furious Belle to blame EJ's hospital budget cuts. The drama escalates when a jealous Rachel witnesses a moment between Brady and Sarah, culminating in a shocking allergic reaction that points to foul play. As if that weren't enough, Chad DiMera's world is imploding as Jennifer serves him with custody papers, threatening to take his children to Boston, a storyline paving the way for a major actor recast. Hey Days of Our Lives fans. While Tony and Kristen are trying to make sense of their situation, Rachel catches Brady and Sarah in a bind. Today on Days of Our Lives, EJ looks forward to a family reunion, Kristen and Tony compare notes, Belle blames one person for Marlena's predicament, Rachel finds out her mother is missing and witnesses her father with Sarah. Gabby discovers Leo is working on a report about Tony's disappearance as Javi is preparing birria tacos when she gets home. Gabby takes tremendous offense when a suspicious Javi points out that she has a compelling reason for wanting Tony out of her way. He sobs and says he's sorry for questioning her for a moment. He can't handle the idea of losing anyone else after losing to Zorro. Gabby comforts him over little tea, pointing out that they both made Leo feel his best. Even though, prior to Kristen's confession, Leo attempted to blame EJ for the shooting. Javi acknowledges that Leo doesn't think Kristen did it in reality. Rachel's creativity is unbridled. Still in their gala dress, Brady sits with Rachel at the pub, but she's too anxious about her granny to eat her fries. Although the prison is still working to verify that Kristen had vanished, EJ comes in to report that it looks like she escaped. The young girl hasn't heard from her mother, but the warden thinks she might try to get in touch with Rachel. Rachel becomes agitated by the imagined manhunt that will follow, which is similar to the dog and gun manhunts in movies. As EJ departs, he overhears Rachel telling Brady that she thinks her Uncle EJ is working as a warden spy. Brady doesn't think so, but he tells her that Kristen always has a plan, and that plan always includes returning to her. The first time, was Sarah correct? At the hospital, Sarah checks in on Marlena, who reveals she's frightened because she's still in AFib. Despite the fact that Marlena has already tested negative for Lyme disease, Sarah discovers a rash on her arm that is suggestive of Lyme carditis. Belle criticizes Sammy's engagement to a mob prince while she and Eric wait in the hospital lobby, but he is a bit more understanding. Sarah comes out to tell them Marlena has carditis. She'll do the Lyme disease test once more, but it might take some time because they don't have enough personnel because of EJ's budget cuts. She acknowledges that Marlena's initial Lyme illness test may have been impacted by the shortage, delaying her access to the right care. Belle snaps at an arrogant EJ as he strolls up, threatening to prosecute him and the hospital for criminal negligence. Sarah and Eric are left to argue verbally with EJ as Belle goes to see how Marlena is doing. Following word from Eric, Brady takes Rachel to the lobby while Roman meets his son and Belle in Marlena's chamber. Rachel is reassured by Sarah that her grandmother is under excellent care. Brady informs Sarah in private that Kristen might have gotten away after giving Rachel money for the vending machine. When Rachel returns, she sees Sarah embracing him. A DiMera family reunion, Tony releases Kristen from her bonds in the crypt, and the siblings give each other hugs. According to Kristen, She was blindfolded and jumped from behind in the prison yard. In Greece, Tony was harassed while returning to the cruise ship. While Tony thinks about Gabby, Kristen questions whether EJ is responsible for their kidnappings. The irony that Stefano isn't currently in the crypt with the deceased DiMera is brought up by Kristen. Assuming that whoever placed them there removed their father, Tony notes that the empty sarcophagus is no longer there. However, she still senses his presence and questions whether Stefan, Dimitri, and Megan, the three missing DiMera, are being confined in a similarly gloomy location. Exasperated, Kristen says she will find a way to go, even if it means digging. EJ touches the cryogenic chamber at the laboratory. "It's long overdue for our family to get together," he says. "Would you not say?" Gabi's shocking accusation and Chad's devastating loss of custody. Days of Our Lives spoilers for the second week of November 17th to 28th, 2025 blow up as Gabby Hernandez is accused and Chad DiMera loses his children. I included the incorrect dates in case you were listening to the weekly spoilers. I provided the dates from last week. My mind just went crazy on those dates, even though the spoilers were true. Whoops. And I appreciate you listening. On this one, I'll tell you the accurate dates. 2-week spoilers for Days of Our Lives. Kristen DiMera abducted. Rafe Hernandez informs Gabby that Kristen DiMera did not make her bed check at Statesville Prison on Monday, November 17th. She is currently with Tony DiMera after being taken, unless, of course, she is in the hands of Andre DiMera, who is a truly evil person. He informs Kristen that although he was successful in getting her out of jail, nothing positive will come of this. Additionally, Brady Black consoles Rachel Black, who is extremely concerned that her grandmother, Marlena Evans, will be hurried away from the gala and forced to return to University Hospital due to one of her spells. It's worse than normal, too. Furthermore, Gabby gets accused of something by Javi Hernandez, so I'm curious as to what the diva did this time. Days of Our Lives spoilers. What did Gabby do? Is Philip Kyriakis involved? Is someone else involved? I wonder if Sarah Horton now understands what is bothering Marlena once she makes a breakthrough. Additionally, EJ DiMera will receive a lot of criticism from Belle Black and Eric Brady while she is still at the gala. I wonder if Belle and Eric will encourage EJ to just leave Sammy alone and let her have her happily ever after, or if they will try to blame him for her hasty engagement to a man connected to the Vitali Mafia. Spoilers for Days of Our Lives. Tuesday, November 18th. Arguments and risky plans. Brady and Xander Cook will be interrogating one another on Tuesday, November 18th. Brady believed that Xander had controlled his wrath, but he tells Brady, "When you tell me you're going after my wife, no, I'm not going to just let it slide." In addition, EJ, Rafe, and Lucas Horton are at the pub discussing their shared ex-wife, Sammy, who recently got engaged. Lucas inquires as to if the other guys believe Sammy is merely lying to them in an effort to irritate them. In all honesty, anything is conceivable with Hurricane Sammy. Stephanie Johnson and Alex Kyriakis are targeted with no indication that somebody unseen is about to do something horrible. Alex's coffee order is being drugged by this individual. Now, is this an unidentified enemy or is it Jeremy Horton? What's Jeremy up to on DOOL? In addition, Theo Carver and Jada Hunter go on a date. As you recall, Jada and Jeremy went on a date. She rejected him very instantly because of Stephanie, even though they had met on an app. Therefore, Jeremy may feel irritated that he lost out on a chance with Jada if he witnesses her out with Theo. He may be drugging the coffee for that reason. Gabby listens as Cha unloads. He is ranting about Jennifer Horton, his mother-in-law, attempting to claim custody of his children, Thomas and Charlotte DiMera. Day spoilers. A startling robbery and family warnings on Wednesday, November 19th. EJ is contacting Johnny DiMera on Wednesday, November 19th, even though he shouldn't be speaking to him. Additionally, Susan Banks, EJ's mother, visits the estate to give her son a lecture. I wonder if Stefano DiMera's menacing presence will be warned about again. Or perhaps Susan suspects that her son, Elvis Jr., is engaging in psychotic behavior with Dr. Wilhelm Rolf. When someone tries to rob Kat Green, she defends herself. Liam, the young offender who has been missing Abe Carver's mentor and literacy meetings that are required to him as part of his punishment, may be the culprit, I think. We must question whether Liam is still doing crimes and whether EJ will save Kat's bacon or if Chad will assist her and Jennifer will notice and lose it once more. In addition, Sean Douglas Brady returned to the screen to help Belle cope with her mother's most recent medical emergency, and Johnny and Chanel Dupree are suffering as new parents. As they increase their family, Wednesday brings some growing pains. Days of Our Lives spoilers. A custody dispute breaks out in Salem on Thursday, November 20th. On Thursday, November 20th, we've got Jeremy offering Chad some counsel, and I'm sure it's about how to deal with Jennifer. Even though Jennifer is not treating Chad fairly, perhaps Jeremy will advise him to be kind and wait for things to settle down. While looking into EJ, I believe Kat and Rafe ran across a roadblock, and in order to get the truth, I wonder if Kat and Rafe need to step up and take more chances. Jennifer has a warning from Justin Kyriakis. Justin might be warning her that if she attempts to take the children from a heartbroken widower, she could lose in court. She would also be splitting the family apart and separating Thomas and Charlotte from Chad. However, Jennifer will undoubtedly say that Thomas wants to go. Jennifer then gives Chad some custody documents that Justin created. I do wonder if Chad will conclude that in order to win all of this in the long run, he must suffer a short-term loss. Sarah is the target of Rachel Black, who appears to be putting something in her food. Additionally, it's an intriguing development that Xander is thanking Brady. His rage seems to be under control again. Sarah is informed by Xander that he signed the divorce documents. Is she going to file them? Is this agreement finalized? Is Sarah gone? We know they still have feelings for one another, after all. Friday, November 21st spoilers. A secret lab and a startling allergic reaction. Kayla Brady is skeptical of EJ on Friday, November 21st, and I wonder whether she knows anything about the dubious lab. A call is made to Sophia Choi by Aaron Green. Looks like he heads out to Bayview to visit with his catatonic baby mama. It may have to do with their relationship when Rachel confronts Brad and Sarah. Brady, however, places the responsibility on Rachel when Sarah experiences an allergic response, causing her to experience anaphylactic shock. This stuff is frightening. As we wrap up the first week, Doctors Mark Green and Rolf do some dubious science. This will be the first experiment in the new laboratory. Spoilers for Days of Our Lives, Thanksgiving week. Okay, so Thanksgiving is the week of November 24th to 28th, but there are no preemptions because they are streaming. So, congratulations on that. Stacey Hayduk is juggling the roles of Susan and Kristen. Additionally, keep an eye out for Lucas and Eric to depart Salem once more. Kristen fears that Rachel will be impacted by her escape. Additionally, that implies that they will add more jail time to her breakout sentence. Soon after, Dr. Rolf's secret lab specimen is made public, and I wonder whether it's the DiMera we thought was dead. As more occurs with Alex and Stephanie, Jeremy is beginning to grow irritated with these unfounded charges. I wonder if Jeremy is truly striking out at his ex-girlfriend Stephanie and her boyfriend Alex, or if he has been set up. Coming on Days of Our Lives, the Chad swap. After Chad completes the arrangements, he might allow Jennifer to take the children. Because Billy Flynn concluded filming at Days in March 2025 after taking a role on Young and the Restless, and because he is scheduled to have his last scenes on Days of Our Lives in about a month, Chad might be planning to accompany them to Boston soon. In April 2026, replacement actor Connor Floyd takes over as the recast Chad. He's coming from Young and the Restless to Days, which is ironic. Thomas, played by Christopher Carey, has been recast. When recast Chad makes his debut, the new actor will. Marlena's condition deteriorates. While Brady's affections for Sarah deepen, erratic Rachel poses a challenge. This most recent stunt might have killed Sarah, and I don't think Brady will put up with Rachel's meddling. Therefore, there can be serious repercussions. Curiosity killed the cat, so Leo Stark is in danger. Johnny and Kat are still struggling, and EJ and Kat might soon learn about their connection from the Italian hospital where they were both recuperating. The baby crisis of Johnny and Chanel. Sean saves Belle, Kat stops a robber. According to the week of November 17th to 21st spoilers for Days of Our Lives, Kat Green thwarts a thief, and Johnny DiMera and Chanel Dupree DiMera will deal with a baby dilemma. Let's discuss what is next on DOOL, as Sean Brady will also save Belle Brady. First of all, according to Days spoilers, Sammy Brady's engagement announcement will continue to occupy the thoughts of her ex-boyfriends. Rafe Hernandez and EJ DiMera will discuss the issue with Lucas Horton as they consider whether Sammy may have been trying to irritate them with her recent fiancé updates. Jada Hunter and Theo Carver will go on a date, but it doesn't seem like they will be a true love match. Jada will continue to search for someone she can fall deeply in love with, even though she isn't finding much love. Xander Kyriakis will eventually calm down and accept the dissolution of his marriage, but in the meanwhile, he will feel that Brady is falling deeply for Sarah Horton Kyriakis and let his rage out. According to previews for other days, Alex Kyriakis' unguarded drink will become contaminated. Alex's cup will be targeted by an enigmatic figure, but Stephanie Johnson could also be in danger if she takes a sip from it. Despite their excitement over adopting Trey DiMera, Johnny and Chanel will experience a minor issue in the upcoming episodes. Chanel and Johnny will struggle to soothe the baby down and understand his desires because this entire parenting thing is new to them. EJ DiMera may see this issue developing and attempt to assist, but will Johnny keep ignoring his father? In another scene, Kat will fend off a robber while delivering some startling scenes. While Belle waits for information regarding Marlena Evans and whatever else she may be thinking about, Sean will also come to her aid. Days teasers indicate that Kat will meet with Rafe to discuss strategies. Rafe and Kat will continue to work together despite some difficult obstacles they will face in their investigation. While Jeremy offers Chad some help, Justin Kyriakis will also provide Jennifer Horton Devereaux with some legal counsel. Despite Chad's concerns, Jennifer may adhere to her pledge that she'll seek for custody until Chad relents on letting Thomas DiMera and Charlotte DiMera go live with their grandparents out of state. Aaron Green will be hoping to awaken Sophia Choi from her strange slumber while he is in Bayview. Dr. Wilhelm Rolf and Mark Green will collaborate on an exciting project that is underway in the lab. Dmitri von Luskner's reappearance, the enormous container that was delivered, and perhaps even Andre DiMera, if he is now impersonating Tony DiMera, could all be connected to this. It seems like Rachel may intentionally cause Sarah's allergic response in the pub by giving her pistachios. Brady may believe Rachel is using the same old tactics to ruin his romantic life because of the disturbing situations and his inquiries. According to spoilers for Days of Our Lives, there will be some nasty surprises over the week of November 17th to 21st. In reality, Liam from Days of Our Lives is the son of. Unfortunately, Liam from Days of Our Lives left an impression right away, albeit a negative one. In October, the newcomer was presented as Theo's former bully, who was receiving mentoring from Abe, the victim's father, as part of a grand theft auto plea agreement. Nobody is particularly keen on becoming our next best friend. However, Hank Northrup's character seems to be more complex than his troubled past and negative outlook. You'll see that Selechko is his last name. a bit out of the ordinary in a community full of Carvers, Bradys, and Hortons, isn't it? We believe that he is the son of Ivy Selejko, a super vixen from the 1980s who went to great lengths to stop former gang member Pete Jannings from seeing his true love, Melissa Anderson. In the past, Ivy was able to persuade Pete to wear a ring, and he gave birth to Charles Peter Jannings. However, the marriage ended because Dad's heart belonged to someone else. We haven't heard a word from Ivy since she left Salem with Charles in 1987. Who's to say that his relationship with his father hasn't soured over the years to the point where he changed his first name to his mother's? Regarding Liam's criminal history, that would just be a matter of like father, like son, wouldn't it? Holly Gagnier, also known as Ivy, is still in the game, despite Michael Leon, who played Pete, appearing to have stopped acting 10 years ago. She actually played Jennifer Smith, Luke Spencer's mob wife on General Hospital, again a few years ago. Therefore, Liam and devoted viewers may be in for a throwback family reunion. Trouble is caused by the drugging plot. Lucas reveals the theory. Theo wins Jada over. According to Tuesday, November 18th spoilers for Days of Our Lives, Lucas Horton reveals a theory as a drugging scheme portends danger. Here's what DOOL fans should anticipate when Theo Carver tries to win Jada Hunter over on a date. Chad DiMera will first check in with DiMera, which might entail discussing Kristen DiMera's disappearance from prison and any custody issues Chad may be dealing with. After Rafe Hernandez talks to Gabby about Kristen missing bed check, Days spoilers indicate Gabby will serve as Chad's confidant in the town square. Chad will get an opportunity to discuss his problems with Thomas DiMera and the custody threats made by Jennifer Horton Devereaux. When he goes on a date with Jada, Theo will turn on the charm. Theo will spend some intimate moments with Jada while playing chess, regardless of whether they decide to pursue a relationship. At the pub, Lucas will discuss his intriguing theory with Rafe and EJ in the meanwhile. According to Days teasers, Lucas will think about Sammy Brady's engagement and the chance that she did it merely to irritate her ex-boyfriends. Rafe might defend Sammy's new relationship and maintain that her happiness is the only thing that matters, but EJ might believe there is some validity to that notion. Brady Black and Xander Kyriakis will engage in a heated duel, according to teasers for other days. Now that Brady is getting closer to Sarah Horton Kyriakis, Xander's anger issues will resurface, but he will eventually find peace. Xander doesn't have the right to snap at her about who she hangs out with now that they are divorcing. Keep checking back for updates on their heated exchange, as Brady might remind Xander of that. Last but not least, Alex Kyriakis will have to deal with a frightening menace because it appears that someone would drug a beverage that was included in his takeout order. If Stephanie drinks or nearly drinks from that cup, there's a chance that she could also be in danger. Days of Our Lives spoilers indicate that more unsettling information is coming, regardless of whether Jeremy Horton or another enigmatic figure is responsible for this plot. The storyline of Jennifer and Chad illustrates the Hortons' decline. Days of Our Lives spoilers live, seeing old favorites return. They make us yearn for more and evoke recollections of earlier plots. However, that is also the issue. We are frequently shown flashback scenes, which are more interesting than the current plots. It's been like way for every drama for years, and despite viewers voicing our disgust, nothing changes. Seeing how far the original Salem family has fallen is the saddest part. Jennifer Horton's behavior would horrify Alice and Tom Horton. We are aware that the purpose of seeing Jennifer and Jack Devereaux is to grieve for Abigail Devereaux. That is essentially it. The problem is that it makes perfect sense for them to be grieving for their daughter all the time. Parents are destroyed when a kid is slain. However, they threaten to sue to take their grandkids away from their father rather than watch them grow or try to change things. Jack's support for Jennifer is equally absurd as her complete insanity. At its worst, the writing is poor and lazy. They may be attempting to convey the extent to which Jennifer has been impacted by Abigail's passing, but this has been evident for years. This is merely a challenge for Kat Green and Chad DiMera to conquer. Even Hallmark films are more nuanced. The show has so much more potential. When the show tells us wonderful stories that we will always remember, we adore it. We won't remember this one well, if at all. If they are looking to show the Horton hypocrisy, then having Chad put the light on Jennifer and Julie Williams's lies will work. In order to protect his kids from harm, Chad will allow Jennifer to take them. He should just make it clear that he is giving up his relationship in order to protect them. He can explain to Jennifer why, as she will continue to poison them against him as she has been doing. Julie will step in when she tries to argue. Since his children won't be there, he only needs to mention that Julie previously assisted Jennifer in achieving her goal before leaving. Allow Julie to live alone in that large home and allow Jennifer to experience that suffering. It's attractive, but not any more so than what Jennifer did. It will reveal to them what their hypocrisy has cost them. Nothing at all. That would be the first thing to alert them to Jennifer's dire need for assistance. Will they, however, do it? Should the authors have Chad abandon them and turn against them? The connection between DiMera's kidnappings and Marlena's illness. Her dreams contain the solution. While Sarah attempted to determine what was wrong with Marlena, Kristen and Tony spent some precious sibling time in a crypt surrounded by deceased DiMera on the November 17th episode of Days of Our Lives. Are the two developments related to each other? Here's why we believe that. Then, there weren't any. On 2 occasions, Tony vanished from his cruise ship. Though she is actually being kept somewhere alongside Tony, Kristen is thought to have escaped from prison. Neither Dimitri nor Stefan can be located. EJ is lingering around some enigmatic glowing cylinders when Dr. Rolfe returns. There is no way those things could be coincidences. The DiMera are being gathered up or disposed of in a methodical manner. Feeling ill in the head, Sarah has determined that she has Lyme disease, and Marlena is back in the hospital. There, a medical enigma has been answered. So why did we get to see her dreaming or having flashbacks to her time as Stefano's Queen of the Night? There must have been a deeper meaning behind it, even though it was entertaining to watch young Marlena and John play among strange masked characters. Combining it, what if Marlena is being poisoned by the same person who is abducting DiMera? What if somehow they require her history with Stefano to advance their work in the future? Sarah believes that EJ's budget cuts are slowing down the university hospital lab, which is why she received a false negative for Marlena's Lyme disease. However, what if the true cause is that EJ is falsifying the results in order to get closer to that tube he keeps stroking and conversing with? Sammy is a hot topic after Brady and Xander fight. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Tuesday, November 18th, bring back the hostility between Brady and Xander while Lucas, Rafe, and EJ discuss their lives with Sammy. After that, on Days, Xander and Sarah are divorcing. Additionally, she has been hanging out with Brady a lot. It has been mandated that Xander avoid contact with his wife and daughter. However, it doesn't mean he hasn't observed that Brady appears to be filling the void left by Xander. This infuriates him. Do you recall the last time he was upset with Brady? Or Philip? Yes, that is what first caused him and Sarah to split up. Sammy flyby hurricane. After announcing her engagement and flying into Salem, Sammy took off once more. Lucas, Rafe, and EJ are left to recover from the shock, express their sorrow for the hurricane they once allowed to ruin their lives, and acknowledge how much they still miss it. Admit it to one another, if not to themselves. But we are aware that they are aware. Former friends. During one of Abigail's many periods of supposed death, Chad and Gabby fell in love. Since then, Chad has moved on. Stephanie, Gwen, Kat, and others were present. However, Chad immediately turns to Gabby for support when he wants someone to vent to about Jennifer threatening to take his children to Boston. Will she allow him to reinfest her heart? Plug for Sparks. When Theo and Jada last saw each other, he stormed into her office and gave her the order to terminate JJ. She disregarded him. When we last saw Jada, she was ending her date with Jeremy after learning of his previous relationship with Stephanie. So, yes, they ought to go out together. Why not? After the 60th anniversary, fans want to see more of this character, and it's not who you may expect. For the 60th anniversary of Days, a lot of characters are returning, but one unexpected figure has fans wanting more. For its milestone anniversary, Days of Our Lives went all out, bringing back a number of beloved characters. Even though it was wonderful to see the familiar faces of Lucas, Eric, Will, and Sammy, there was one return that truly got people talking. The surprising Horton fan favorite that must remain in Salem. When Julie's cherished husband Doug passed away last year, Steve Olson was reunited with his sister. Despite his denials, Stephen departed Salem abruptly after Julie accused him of taking Alice's necklace. But when Steve was with Julie at the banquet, Days viewers discovered that the siblings had patched things up. Mike had a lengthy discussion with Julie and Stephen over Doug 3. Fans were left wanting more Stephen after the conversation. Fans were raving over the character in one Reddit thread about the show. It's wonderful to see Stephen Schnetzer again. One admirer said, "I would love to see him get a run." "I would love to see him on the show permanently," said another admirer. He added a lot of color to the mix today. "We have to agree with the person who said that Steve would make Maggie a suitable love interest." Another fan said, "Count me in as team. Please bring Stephen Schnetzer to Days permanently." "I sincerely hope they keep both Steve Olson and Lucas Horton around," wrote a fan who concurred but also mentioned Lucas. Some of these stories fit both of those personalities so well. It would be wonderful to see more of Julie and Steve's sibling relationship. Chad and his children aren't the only family Julie needs. Although Jeremy currently resides at the Horton residence, Julie might benefit from having her brother nearby. Additionally, don't you think it would be fantastic to see Schnetzer again? What did Sammy's engagement on Days mean? During Sammy's recent trip to Salem, a lot of time was devoted to her engagement. During the 60th anniversary week, Days of Our Lives was operating at full capacity. One story, though, left us and the fans baffled. Is Sammy's story complete? Sammy's return to town to assist in commemorating the milestone anniversary of the popular Peacock soap opera was no secret. Her arrival coincided perfectly with the adoption of baby Trey by Johnny and Chanel. All of the excitement surrounding her engagement is illogical. The man's name is Dante Vitale, and Sammy has been dating him for a few months. Indeed, Ava and her gangster family are the only relatives of Sammy's fiancé. It's a little strange that Sammy's engagement and her fiancé's ties to the Vitale family are given that Sweeney isn't a regular cast member. However, nothing is done without a purpose, and this is Days. This gives us the impression that there is more to this story, but why should we care if it will only be shown off-screen? Fans of Days would have excellent cause to be involved in Sweeney's engagement if she were returning for a longer run. However, because that isn't the case, we can only presume that Sammy will have a negative off-screen event that would fuel an on-screen plot, possibly involving her ex-boyfriends. Days viewers are commenting on the trending topic of Sammy's engagement tale, which has not yet been verified or even hinted at. A fan concurred that the engagement is not as straightforward as it first appears, posting on X, "If there's more to Sammy's engagement than meets the eye, why? We probably won't even see how it turns out because she's leaving. Even though I usually like seeing her, I detest Ali's 2-day trips. Selfishly, I don't want to have to wait a year for her storyline to unfold, and her presence only serves to highlight how much Sammy is needed in Salem." One fan said,